Welcome to Cold Case Chronicle's latest deep dive. This is case number 102, the disappearance of 14-year-old Margaret Ellen Fox from Burlington, New Jersey. A case that began in June of 1974 and to this day remains unsolved. It's a haunting story with twists, unanswered questions, and a family still searching for answers nearly 5 decades later. Today, we're turning our attention to a disturbing and still unsolved case, the disappearance of 14-year-old Margaret Ellen Fox from Burlington, New Jersey. It happened in June of 1974, and nearly 5 decades later, we still don't have the answers. We've pulled together news reports, official timelines, police records, all the available sources to piece together what happened. Not just the timeline, but the lingering questions, the gaps, the haunting details that still don't make sense. This is a meticulous look into a mystery that has endured for generations. Our goal? To lay out the facts as clearly as possible. For you, the listener, let's begin with Margaret herself. Margaret had just graduated from 8th grade and was getting ready to start high school. She was the only girl in a family of 6 kids, and from all accounts, it was a loving, stable home. Like most teens, she thought her parents could be a little strict, but she loved music, had been taking piano lessons for about 2 years, and horses. She adored horses, even if riding wasn't something she could afford to do often. Her favorite shows? The Mary Tyler Moore Show and Maude, classic 70s TV. And just like any teenager on the edge of growing up, she wanted a little more freedom, a little more independence. That's where the babysitting idea came in. It was June 18th, 1974. Margaret and her younger cousin, Lynn, who was just 11, placed a babysitting ad in the local paper. Babysitter experience. Teen girls love kids, working at their house. Call. Then came the calls. The very next day, Lynn received one, a man asking about babysitting his 5-year-old son. But when Lynn's parents heard the details, especially the distance, they said no. That was the end of it for her. But not for Margaret. Later that day, the same man, or someone claiming to be, called again. He introduced himself as John Marshall, and this time he wanted Margaret specifically. Said he needed help watching his son and offered her $40 a week for just 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's decent money, especially in 1974. After a few back-and-forth calls, John Marshall asked Margaret to start on Monday, June 24th, instead of Friday. He gave her specific instructions. Take the bus from Burlington to Mount Holly. Get off near Mill and High Streets. His wife would be waiting in a red Volkswagen. A red Volkswagen. That detail sticks. So Monday morning comes. Margaret is excited. She leaves home with her little brother Joseph. They walk to the bus stop together. Around 8:45 a.m., the bus arrives. Joseph watches her get on. It's the last time he ever sees her. Witnesses on the bus remember her smile, her freckles. But no one knows exactly where she got off. There were whispers about her talking to a man in a red sports car, but that lead was eventually dismissed. What's clear is, Margaret never came home. Her mother, Mary, immediately tried to call the number John Marshall gave them. But it wasn't a home or an office. It was a public payphone outside a grocery store in Lumberton, New Jersey. Not Mount Holly, where she was supposed to meet the wife. The payphone, the fake name, the red car, it all points to deception and a carefully planned trap. That night, the Fox family searched. No sign of Margaret. By 12:30 a.m., early Tuesday morning, they filed a missing persons report. And then, it got worse. 4 days later, the Fox family received a ransom call. The FBI had tapped the line. The man's voice? Cold, calculated, and unforgettable. He said, $10,000 might be a lot of bread, but your daughter's life is the buttered topping. He hung up immediately after Margaret's mother asked who was calling. That bizarre phrase stuck with everyone, and the FBI had the recording. Then came the letters. On June 29th, the first ransom note arrived. The same phrase. $10,000 is a lot of bread, but your daughter's life is the butter topping. It included instructions for delivering the money. And disturbingly, it mentioned Margaret's clothing. Did the person see her? Or were they pulling details from news reports? A second letter came 2 days later. This time, the message seemed to suggest the opportunity had passed. $10,000 was a lot of bread, and your daughter's life was the butter topping. It was signed, strangely, so long again. The S and SL were offset, oddly styled, but the postmarks confirmed it. Both letters came from within New Jersey. Police quickly traced the payphone. It was located at a grocery store in Lumberton. And here's where it gets weird. The store manager's name? Jack Marshall. Same last name as the caller, but this Jack Marshall had a solid alibi and passed a polygraph. Just an eerie coincidence. By June 27th, the FBI officially joined the case. The clues pointed to kidnapping, possible transport across state lines. And then in August 1974, a sketch was released. A white male, about 35 to 40 years old. Very blue eyes, light blonde or reddish crew-cut hair, even white teeth. Possibly seen driving a red or orange Volkswagen. The man had been reported trying to lure other young girls in the Mount Holly area before Margaret vanished, but the lead went cold. In 1988, a set of remains was found in Atlantic Highlands. Police thought it might be Margaret. They released a composite in 1989 and later a clay reconstruction in 1992. But by 1998, DNA confirmed it wasn't her, just another dead end. In 2009, police released an age progression image showing Margaret at 49. Then another in 2016, showing her at 56. In 2017, a retired detective named Michael Dio volunteered to re-examine the case. New eyes, new hope. And on the 45th anniversary of her disappearance, June 24, 2019, law enforcement made a renewed push. They enhanced the audio of that chilling ransom call, hoping a voice, an accent, even a phrase might trigger someone's memory.
The Fox family would forever be changed. 14-year-old Margaret Ellen Fox left on a bus heading to Mount Holly in response to a newspaper ad for a babysitting job in order to start earning money and showing her family that she is becoming a responsible young adult. She left our community never to be seen again. Both of her parents have since died, never knowing what truly happened to their beloved daughter. In the years following, our community was suffering. From tireless efforts from law enforcement, the church congregations praying for a safe return of Margaret Fox to her family at the end of each service, to finding Mr. Fox driving around with his daughter's photos, covering the vehicle, asking for her whereabouts on the bullhorn, it was clear that Margaret was fresh in everyone's mind. Today, one of the most common items discussed when I enter a diner or a pizza place speaking to residents is still this case. Margaret's disappearance is still in the minds of many residents and is an open wound for our community and the Fox family. From the initial investigators, Lieutenant Leonard Burr from the City of Burlington Police Department, Chief Harry McConnell from the Burlington County Prosecutor's Office, and FBI Special Agent Collinger, along with communications with the New Jersey State Police Missing Persons Unit, this case has been passed down through generations of law enforcement, with the next generation reading and reviewing evidence while coming up with new ideas while applying the newest technology available. One item in particular of interest was a phone call received by the Fox family shortly thereafter Margaret's disappearance, where an individual called the house reiterating a ransom note received from the family. For the first time and with the help from FBI Chronicle, the phone call will be able to be publicly released. In the past, this would not have been possible, and we are appreciative of the efforts of the FBI for continuing their efforts to apply the latest technologies available for this case.
Before we take questions, we're going to play the tape.
$10,000 might be a lot of bread, but your daughter's life is a butter topic. Who is it?
Here's what we know about Margaret when she vanished. Age 14, height 5'2", weight 105 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes, freckles, missing 2 upper front teeth on the right side. Wore gold wire-rimmed hexagonal glasses, broken at the nose and temple. Maroon jeans with a yellow patch on the knee. A light blue floral blouse, waist-length white and black checkered jacket. Brown sandals with heel straps, brown bag, glasses case with Huckleberry Hound on it. All very specific. These aren't generic details. These are things someone could still remember. If anyone listening remembers anything, no matter how small, about that time, that area, or Margaret herself, please contact the Burlington City Police Department at 609-386-0262. Margaret Ellen Fox disappeared on June 24, 1974. She was born on February 4, 1960, a young girl on the verge of independence, gone without a trace, and still the key questions remain. Who was John Marshall? What happened after Margaret got on that bus? Where were the ransom calls really made from? Who wrote those letters? Any one of these details could unlock the truth, and someone out there might know something, a face, a phrase, a red Volkswagen. Because when a case like this lingers for decades, all it takes is one memory, one person, one tip to finally bring answers. Thank you for listening. If this story struck a chord, consider sharing it. You never know who it might reach. And if you're watching this and remembering something, anything, speak up for Margaret, for her family, and for the truth. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Got thoughts or theories? Drop them in the comments below. I love hearing from you. See you in the next one.